big part of my program here, with my program. I own it. It's mine. Of course, I'm lying. CBS owns the program. I just leased them my name. I leased them the use. Now, as per my contract, you're listening to the sound of my voice. Thank you for tuning in. Here's an email. Tom, my name is Lauren, and I'm 22 years old. I live in Dallas, Texas. I've been married for a little over a year. 1.5 years. I've always been on the big side, and now I'm at my absolute hugest. I'm 5'7", and I weighed a whopping 185 pounds when I first met my husband. I am now breaking the scale at 275. I am not happy with myself, and obviously I don't see how my husband can be pleased with my weight either. I know my husband is not physically attracted to me anymore, and who can blame him? But what I don't understand is why he actually sabotages any attempts I make to lose all this excess poundage. For example, but he can get away with it. Every time he gets himself fast food, he buys me the biggest, greasiest combo on the menu. I know my husband doesn't feel right buying himself something to eat and not giving me anything. That's why I told him, just get me a salad. He doesn't. He continues to get me biggie-sized combos. To make himself a bowl of ice cream, he brings me back one too, regardless of how many times I've pleaded with him to stop. I know what you're thinking, that I don't have to eat the fast food or the ice cream, but therein lies the problem. I am a fat woman, and while I am strong enough to say no to junk food when asked if I want it, I am not. I know it is not my husband's responsibility to help me lose weight, but I don't feel that what I'm asking for is too much. I've tried talking to him about this many times, but he always says that he doesn't think I'm fat, and lots of other stuff he thinks I want to hear. Why is my husband ignoring my pleas to let me diet? Why does he deliberately go against my request? He can't be happy with the way I look, so why isn't he jumping at the chance to help me lose weight? I am coming to you with this question because I know you'll be honest with your response. Truth hurts sometimes, but I'm adult enough to take it for what it is and do something to make my truth less painful. That's from Lauren. I certainly don't understand it myself. I don't understand. I guess there is, and we'll talk to guys about this, I guess there are guys out there who figure if you're fat, or you're not dressed right, or you're a bit homely, or you could use a makeover. I guess there are guys out there who are happy about that because other guys won't talk to you. Which is kind of perverted if you think about it, because can you really look at somebody and not care about how they look? I don't know. I don't know. Now, I'm sure we'll hear from men and women this hour. Are there other women having this problem? Women who are fat, husbands don't want them to lose weight? It's sticking. You can't figure out why he's being like that. And guys, why would a guy be like this? Tell me.
Tom Leykis.
What's up, Tom?
Tom Leykis.
You're my boy, man.
800-5800. Tom.
Tom!
The Tom Leykis Show.
97.1.
KLSX Free FM.
It's the Tom Leykis Show with apparent technical problems that they have not chased down yet. So we'll do the best we can. Or we'll go to the dead roll, right, folks? You bet. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number if you're within the sound of my voice. Steve, hello.
Hey, how's it going, Father?
Great, son.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. I've been with my lady for about 3.5 years now. I'm 24 years old. She's my fiance. Well, she was, pretty thin before she had our baby. Our baby's going to be 2 in August. And then after she had the baby, she gained about, say, 50 pounds. And she tells me, oh, I'm overweight. Why do you like me? Why? All the time, why? Well, it's not that I don't love her. She's just too good for me. So, I want to hold on to her. You know what I mean? She's a very successful woman, does very good at what she does.
Why wouldn't you want her to look the best she could?
Yeah, I know that she wants to do that. I think self-consciously, I think that if she does look good, I'm going to put her. You know what I mean?
If she looks good, wait. You cut out. If she looks good, what?
I said, if she wants to lose weight and stuff like that, and if she does look good, how do I know I'm going to keep her? Even
why do you have so little confidence? Are you such a loser that you can't hold on to a woman?
No, I'm not a loser. It's just
you're a loser. If you're worried about that, you're a loser.
Well, that doesn't make sense, but
I mean, why in the world would you be afraid of losing her?
I don't know,
because you're a loser, because you don't have a good enough job, don't make enough money.
Oh, I do very well work. I'm
what do you do?
I do HVAC, and
how much does that pay? HVAC.
HVAC, well, it just depends on where you go. Union, you can make anywhere.
So we're talking about you.
I make around $20 an hour.
$20 an hour is, if you work a 40-hour week, 52 weeks a year, that's $40,000 a year.
Yeah, well, it's not bad to support me and my family.
Pal, it's not a lot of money. She's more successful than you, right?
A little bit.
You just said she's very successful. What does she do?
She's a bookkeeper for a major company.
So she has a degree of some kind.
Yeah.
Which you don't.
No.
Yeah. And she makes more money than you do.
Yep.
So that's why you're afraid of losing her.
Yeah, you could say that, but...
I just did.
Yeah, I know. That makes perfectly good sense. I don't know if I'm afraid or what it is. Like you say, I may be a loser, but, I know I could keep her. It's just I'm afraid of losing her,
You're afraid of losing her because you're afraid that you don't have a lot going for you. First of all, let's review.
Okay.
Didn't get a degree. Had to take a manual labor job.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't pay that well when you look at the scheme of things. By the way, $40,000 a year in Los Angeles to support 3 people. That's not spectacular money.
No.
And on top of that, you've pretty much gone as far in the HVAC business as you're going to go.
Uh-huh.
Okay. On top of that, there you are knocking somebody up.
Uh-huh.
Right? So these are all the ingredients of being a loser.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah, I understand that.
I mean, if you were a winner, you wouldn't be having babies until you had a career in place, good money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe enough money to put a down payment on a house, so if you had a baby, it could play in the backyard.
Yeah.
You see, which you don't.
Yeah, I don't. You're right about that.
Because you don't plan your life. Life just happens to you.
Yeah, it just did it like after, high school, everything just happened all of a sudden. And
No, it didn't. You made it happen.
Huh?
You did it.
Yep.
Right? Don't be blaming it on fate or luck. This is you. You partied too much. You decided not to go to college because you were too lazy or unmotivated to go. Right? Just,
Well, by no means I'm not unhappy. I'm a happy person. I go about my day and that's what I do.
well, you say that, but that you're so afraid that if your girlfriend lost weight, she'd leave you. That's because you're not as happy and confident as you say you are. Because if you were, you wouldn't be the least bit concerned about it.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Right. So the bottom line is you pretty much have not taken control of your own life. You've just let things happen to you. This woman was the best-looking woman who ever opened her legs for you. And you're afraid of losing that. And on top of that, she makes more money than you do. She has a degree, and one day she might, if she looked good, one day she might wake up and realize she could do better than you. Right?
Yeah.
So we pretty much have it all figured out.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks a lot. I needed your advice on that.
You needed to. So are you gonna continue to encourage her to stay fat?
No, of course not. You know, if she wants to look good, I have no objection of making her look fat. You know, it's not like I go to McDonald's and bring her back the biggest size, meal there is. I buy her what she wants. I'm not forcing her to lose weight. She does what she wants to do.
I see.
Yeah. I just help her out. Like, if she needs help, I'll buy her.
If she needs help, if she needs help lugging a couple of quarter-pounders home, you're all too happy to help.
Oh, yeah. If she wants to put a couple quarter-pounders, that'll be fine. But, her motivation is right now is like wanting to go into the gym and help and, losing weight. So, like I said, I went and got the gym memberships, and I go with her, a little bit of walking. If she wants to do lift weights, I'll lift weights with her. So I'm being supportive 100% for her. It's just, I just hope it doesn't backfire on me and what you're saying I'm a loser because...
Why are you worrying about it? If you're such a great guy, such a great catch, you wouldn't be worried about it, would you?
No, I wouldn't. That's right.
I mean, let's think about this. When George Clooney's dating somebody, is he worried that someone's going to take his girlfriend?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No.
Does George Clooney date 280-pounders, hoping that they will stay 280 pounds or 150 pounds or whatever amount would be overweight?
Whatever his preference is.
Yeah. Hold on a second, Steve. Let me get Greg on the line here. Greg, what did you want to say to Steve here?
Well, I'm concerned for this guy. Tommy, I'm an older guy. I'm about your same. I'm about 50. And I thought out my life a little bit better than this guy did. And I'm in the trades. I make over $130,000 a year as a construction superintendent. This guy could do so much better for himself, getting a job with a union, doing something a little more than just working for a company making $20 an hour. Stuck in a job like that. Plus, getting a girl pregnant before you're married, my wife and I didn't have a kid till we had a house. I mean, that's just, I think maybe it's our culture, our age group, Tom, but I don't understand these kids nowadays that just don't plan for anything.
What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, he makes a lot of good sense about, he's a superintendent in the construction world. That's one goal of making it there. I'm currently going to school to get my EPA license so I can handle refrigerant and, excel my life in HVAC world. And then, someday I might want to open up my own company and, my girl's good with the books and we can make things work.
Tom, you think he's got a business plan set up for that?
There is no business plan here, as you know. The business plan is he's going to keep installing other people's air conditioners while he can't afford air conditioning himself.
Oh, I can air conditioning.
My wife and I planned our life out a lot better than some of these kids do, and you give such great advice to some of these guys, and I don't always agree with you, Tom, but I'll tell you what, the advice you give these kids about saving up, making money, don't get married till you're 25 years old, it's just immeasurable.
Well, thank you for that, Greg. And Steve, I appreciate your call as well. Well, Steve, hang on. I got one more here for you. Let me get Mark on here. Mark, what did you want to say to Steve?
Hey, I wanted to ask you if your wife spends all your money and then stocks away all of her cash for herself and then complains that you don't have enough money because she spent it all.
Oh, no. Everything is mutual. We have the same bank account. We don't, we spend what we need to spend. That's basically what it is in our relationship. Like we said, if we're getting ready to go camping in like a couple months, so we'll go to the Walmart, get some stuff, get camping stuff ready. Over expenses we don't do. Everything is, nice clothes. We'll go once a year and get nice clothes, nice shoes. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I was in a similar situation. My accountant bitch wife took off with a big old huge chunk of change and left me broke.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm never broke. We have money. Money is not an option right now. It's just, I do make $20 an hour. It's not enough to live in Southern California, but someday I'm planning on doing it.
No, wait. You're planning on doing it?
Yeah.
Someday I'm planning on buying a Maserati.
Okay.
I don't know where the money's coming from, but I'm planning on it.
You can afford it.
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
Yeah.
Someday I'm planning on flying around the world in a hot air balloon. I'm planning on it. I don't have any specific direction I'm going in or anybody to help me. I don't have an itinerary. I don't have, dates or deadlines or anything like that, but I'm planning on it.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
So you're not really planning anything. You're daydreaming about something that you really have no plan for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. Those guys drive me nuts. They do. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. We're talking about the email we received from a woman named Lauren who says that her husband does not want her to lose weight. That she's 275 pounds and 22 years old, and that her husband does not want her to lose weight. And I'm wondering if there are any women out there who are experiencing this with the guys they're with. Guys encouraging them to not lose weight, stay fat. I knew a guy one time, this was absolutely true. I knew a guy one time who was dating an Asian chick. And as we all know, there's nothing racist about this, it's just factual, okay? Many women of Asian descent are not as blessed in the Bristol area as women from, let's say, Latin America. It's just a fact, okay? They have a lot tinier frames, lots smaller breasts. And I knew a guy one time who dated an Asian woman. And at one point, when they were in that fat and happy phase of their relationship, she gained maybe 20, 25 pounds. And she got up and she looked in the mirror and she said, I got to do something about this. And the boyfriend said, no, I love it when you're like this because you got big boobs. Of course, you got big boobs because you're fat. Everybody who's fat has big boobs. Guys who are fat have big boobs. Come on. But there are guys who don't want their women to lose weight. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's David on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Doing great.
Listen, I believe the reason why these guys are coming across as losers to women is because they're portraying themselves as losers. I don't think it's because of really their financial situation or where they are in life. I think if you act like a winner in any situation you're in, if you act like a winner and you come across and you carry yourself like a winner, a woman will always want you. The fact is these guys are letting their situation get to themselves, and then these women are feeding off of that, and they see them as losers.
Well, I think there is a lot of truth to that. And I think there are guys who are losers going in. Anybody who says, well, I graduated high school and all these things started happening to me. No. Things do not happen to you. Unless you're hit by a bus. You make them happen to you.
Well, my dad once told me that a true millionaire, and this is just speaking about somebody who's financially set in life, is not somebody who really has $1 million sitting in their bank account, but who can make $1 million. And I think the whole idea is to give women the idea that you can be successful, that you are a successful person, that you're positive, you're motivated, because women really just want a winner. They want somebody who carries themselves like a winner, who, when they go out, they feel like they're with the winner. Because there are guys out there who are, hello?
I'm right here.
There are guys out there who aren't even rich, and the women want them. There are guys out there who can get really hot girls in their car, and they've got a crappy car, and they've got these really hot women, and they're rolling around with good-looking girls, and they're not rich, and they're not doing so great in life. So I think these guys that you've been talking to, you know, I really don't think that, you know, they're losers because that's how they're portraying themselves to these girls.
Well, I think there's a certain amount of that, and but more importantly, they portray themselves as losers to themselves. I mean, there are people who just decided, and by the way, I came from a family with people like this in it. There are people who decide, oh, you know, we're not rich. So my family used to say this, you know, people who play tennis, they're rich. People who play the piano, that's for rich people. We don't do that. We don't have a piano, and taking piano lessons, that's something rich people do. Traveling, flying. By the way, I never flew on an airplane until I was 18 because that was something rich people do. That's our family had this mentality, and they programmed the kids to believe that we were not supposed to be doing the things that rich people do. Go to nice colleges, go on nice vacations, have money saved. That's something that rich people do. And so I do think that people do this with being unsuccessful. They program themselves, or their parents have helped to program them. And also people who've decided to be fat their whole lives. Yeah, well, you know. They start talking about what thin people do, or what thin people are allowed to do. They start feeling sorry for themselves. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Amy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Great.
I was just commenting or wanting to comment on that email. I think that she should leave him because any man that wants his woman to stay large definitely has a security problem, and any woman that wants to stay large definitely has a self problem.
Well, any woman who wants to stay large is someone who's completely given up.
Exactly.
And, you know, we talk to men and women on this show all the time who've simply given up. In other words, before they've ever tried to do anything in life, they've just simply given up.
Right. And I just think that, first of all, if he wants her to stay large, it's because either A, he likes the fact that she'll remain, in some sense, insecure, and that he won't have nothing to worry about because nobody's going to want her.
Right.
And secondly, he must not care about her because he doesn't care about her health, because that's just ridiculous.
I think you're right.
So I just want to tell homegirl she needs to do it for herself and lose weight, because if not, it's inevitable that you will die being large.
Now, I think you're right about that. Certainly, if not die young, live an unhealthy life. There's no doubt about it. When you are morbidly obese, you're more likely to have high blood pressure, strokes, heart attacks, cancer. The list is long.
Yeah, and you can't sit here and say that it feels good to get in a pair of jeans and look the way she looks at that weight. Not saying that she's ugly, just saying that every woman wants to look like she is wearing those jeans and that the jeans aren't wearing her.
Right.
So hopefully she'll get on the right boat and lose weight for herself.
No doubt about it, Amy. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Appreciate the call. It's toll-free here. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. We're talking about Lauren, 22 years old. She's from Dallas. She weighs 275 pounds, and she'd like to lose weight. But her husband not only does not encourage her to lose weight, does not want her to lose weight. When he goes to the kitchen, he gets ice cream for himself. He gets ice cream for her. When he gets fast food, no salad for her. He gets her the jumbo, greasy combo. And she can't figure out why this is. I'm wondering if there are women who are having this problem with the men they're with. I'm wondering if there are men who want their women to stay fat.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
Did you know that in India, the women have chosen the men who they want to marry?
You know, in India, they worship cows. In the United States, we divorce them.
The Tom Leykis Show.
97.1.
KLSX. Free FM.
From Hollywood, live as we get, it's the Tom Leykis Show. Thank you for tuning in. And we continue with your telephone calls at 1-800-5800-TOM. We're trying to find out from you whether you're one of those guys who wants to keep your girl fat and happy. Maybe some other guys won't talk to her. This is Morgan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
Oh, is this Tom? Tom!
I love you, man. My kids love you. We all love you. But I got to tell something. I do got a woman. She's large, and she's been that way for quite a long time.
How big is she?
Huh?
How big is she?
You know what? She's got to be an easy, I ain't weighed her lately, but she's somewhere in between 280 and 300.
280 and 300.
200, yeah. And Tom, I got to tell you.
Well, you know what? If that Pac-Man Jones doesn't come back to the NFL, I think she's got a gig.
Tom, you got to see it when we go to the beach, man. A lot of people look, a lot of people.
The harpoons come out?
Man, it's coming out everywhere, Tom, but I love it, man. I love it, man.
I love
those rolls. I don't know what it is.
You love those? Wait. You love those rolls? Come on.
I love them. I like looking at the other women, too, but when it comes
Let me ask you about those rolls for a second, because they're almost continuously sweating. And
well, you just wash her up first.
Don't you have to spray a little Cruex in there or something to keep, because you kind of get that rashy thing going in there, don't you?
Yes, most definitely do, Tom. Most definitely do. It's pretty sick. I don't want to go into too much detail.
Is there any, is it like toe cheese?
Sick.
Does anything grow in there?
Huh?
It's like toe cheese? Anything grow in there?
Except she likes to eat so much,
Really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Tom, I want to tell you, I love you, man. You're doing a great job out there. My kids love you. Give a shout-out, guys. Hey, Tom. Give a shout-out. Hey. These are my kids. We listen to you all the time. And keep putting it out there, because my kids, they don't like that chick. These guys got some hot girls, man. These guys got some hot girls, man. They're little studs, and they listen to you religiously. And, you're doing for them what I can't. Keep up the good work, Tom.
All right, Morgan. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Kate on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
How you doing, Daddy?
Great, dear.
The point I was going to make, and your previous caller, Morgan, bore that out, is that for some guys, fat is a fetish, like any other, like a foot fetish or a bondage fetish. And some people, they just love those rolls. In fact, if you do even the most cursory internet search, you will find force-feeding fetish websites. It's some of the disgusting things under the sun. But if a fetish is out there, there's going to be a million websites for any given fetish, you name it, and fat is one of them, and it's a thriving population, obviously.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a fetish, but I'm trying to understand it, I mean, there's fetishes for everything. I like to know why people like to get the whip cracked over them and whatever other fetishes exist.
I think it boils down to control. I mean, and you talked a little bit about the guys who are so insecure, they don't want their lady friends to look extremely hot because they're afraid they'll lose them. All fetishes boil down to control, whether it's bondage or spanking or, licking some girl's toe jam out from between her toes. It's got to be some variation on that.
I see.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind. All right, well, thank you for that. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Dave on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
At least do it once. It's kind of like being at a frat party and swallowing a goldfish. It's invigorating.
Come on.
It really is. It's wonderful, and just to smack that when it's just ripe and bare, and you got to think outside of the blubber.
Come on, you're joking around. You're not one of these fetishists, are you?
Oh no, it is very enjoyable. Anybody out there can get a 10 or a 9, but these fat chicks, believe it or not, they're harder to get, and they try harder. They are very, very enjoyable.
They're harder to get?
Tom, you enjoy your wines. You enjoy, find the finer things in life. You got to, try something a little different.
Well, you mean like going to Walmart instead of always going to Nordstrom? Is that what you're saying?
Well, every now and then go to Walmart. It might be enjoyable. You don't always have to go to Nordstrom. I mean, don't you ever get sick of flawless tails?
By the way, in Walmart, the one thing they have there that's not made in China, fat women.
Blow me up, Tom.
There you go, baby. 1-800-5800-TOM 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Paul on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How you doing, Tom? Long time listener, first time caller.
Thank you.
My wife, when we first got together, we dated for a while, and she'd always been not thin, but not heavy. And after she had a baby and we got married, and she started getting big, and we got in an argument. And I told her, I said, look, I don't care if you're big, but if you're going to be big and beautiful. And she took that, and she actually won a radio station contest called Comp Hogs in Vegas. It was fantastic. I mean, we went to 4 concerts and this and that, and she was real concerned about her weight at first. And I told her, I said, look, I don't care. I said, I love you for who you are, for what
Come on.
the person you are.
Well, you can look. Yeah, I love Santa Claus, but I wouldn't want to be having sex with him. I mean, the bottom line here is just because you love somebody, a man has to get aroused when the clothes are off. You have to look at that and get hot.
Well, the problem that we have is that we do it a little too often. She's a beautiful woman. She's big and beautiful. Like I told her, don't get me wrong, when she first started getting big, it became an issue. But like I told her, I said, look, if you're big, you're big, but don't let yourself go. And that's what she did. She went with the big T-shirts, the baggy pants. I said, and I didn't tell her, go be dressed like a hooker. But what I was telling her is I said, hey, look,
just like
if you're going to be big, be beautiful.
That's unbelievable. That. But anyway, how does she look beautiful when she's fat?
She's well proportioned, Tom. She's about I'm saying about 5'8". I think right now she's hitting about 220, 230.
Does she have a 24-inch waist?
No.
Well, you said well proportioned.
Double D's and
yeah, but she has a double D gut too.
Well, you get past that, Tom.
No, I don't get past it. Yeah, you ever been with somebody? By the way, when I was young and I would have had sex with anybody who would have sex with me when I was a kid, it's these women who their stomach and that fupa area, they like kind of become all one thing. So
I know what you're talking about. No, she has a gut. The nice thing about it is that she didn't get
it's a gut. You just watch the gut. It just keeps going until suddenly the pubes start kicking in.
You make them shave it, Tom. You make them shave it. So it's all one.
Thank you, Paul.
Hey, I love your show, bud.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. Here comes Lily on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
I was calling about the boyfriends who want to keep their girlfriends fat.
Yeah.
I've been with my boyfriend for 8 years, and when I met him, I weighed like 115 pounds. And then we had a baby like about 2 years ago, and I dropped like to 105 pounds, which I'm right now. And he's like, oh, you should gain some weight. And I look anorexic or something like that, but I think I look fine.
Wow. So what does he do? Like bring you home Big Macs or something, hoping you'll eat them?
Yeah, he tries to get like the biggest, like he's like, oh, are you sure you don't want like extra this, extra that?
He's the one with the low self-esteem.
I don't know.
He knows you can do better than him.
But he works out. I don't know. He's like, maybe he just like likes fat women.
Maybe he just doesn't make a lot of money, or maybe he's not that smart, or maybe he's not that successful.
He's successful.
How successful is he?
Well, he takes care of our family.
No. I asked how successful is he?
Not like super successful, but he's not like a loser or anything like that.
Oh, what does he do for a living?
He's a fireman.
He's a fireman. So does he
yes,
make
but he just started about 3 weeks ago.
What was he doing before that?
He was the meat clerk.
A meat clerk?
Yes.
What's that paying these days?
$21.
$21 an hour.
Yes.
So $40,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He wants to come home to some meat after he worked with the meat all day.
Yeah, he brings like, I don't know. It's weird. He like brings like he'll give me like a piece of meat, and then like he'll like try to put all the fat in there. I don't know. He's kind of weird, but
he's the man. By the way, dear, remember you were a little girl and you dreamed that Prince Charming one day was coming to get you?
Yeah.
There he is. That's him.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I don't know.
When you dreamed that the white knight was coming on the white horse to rescue you, did he look like that?
Yeah, because he's pretty buff and cute.
All right, and was he as successful as your boyfriend?
I never really thought about, like, that.
Okay. Think about it now.
Excuse me?
Think about it now.
Maybe.
Thank you, Lily.
Thank you.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Ryan on the Tom Leykis Show.
How you doing?
Great.
I wanted to just comment on the thing you're talking about on the radio about guys getting with fat girls. So far, well, I've been listening, and the point of view you've been taking are from guys who can pick and choose and be with or choose to be with fat girls. Sometimes guys are attracted to that with it because they're no prize themselves, and that's the best they can do. So that's what they've become accustomed to being attracted to.
Mostly it has to do with not having money or a decent job or an education. That's who gets fat girls.
That's true.
And I think those are the guys who don't want the girls to get thin. When they try to get thin, the guys see it as a threat. Like, what, are you trying to leave me?
Yeah, these guys are no prize either. So when they get a girl and they like her, if she gets thin, they'll all of a sudden wake up one morning and be like, yo, why am I with you? And they're worried about that, so they want to keep them fat so they can keep them.
Right. Thank you for that, Ryan. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800. They run out of gas all of a sudden, you know. They just pull over to the side of the highway, and that's it. April on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
So I was calling about the guy that said fat chicks were hard to get. First of all, that is such bull, you know what, because I had friends that were fat girls, and they were worse. You know how the guys wait around for the girls to get drunk, and then they take advantage of them? Those fat girls are like that. Those are the girls that at 2 a.m., they haven't been out all night because they haven't had their friends, and the guys are booty calling them at 2 a.m., and they go and they give it up, and that's just what I think about fat chicks.
So I take it you're not one of them.
No, I'm not a fat chick, and I bust my butt to keep my body up to par and all that, and so no, I'm not a favorite person of fat girls at all.
Oh, boy. They all see you as a threat, right?
Huh?
They all see you as a threat.
I don't know if it's a threat, but it's ridiculous. No, I want to be with the fat chick. Fetish or no fetish?
Thank you, April. Appreciate the call. Rodrigo on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom. How's it going, man?
Great.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, first of all, I just want to say thanks for every advice that you've given us. I really do. I'm really for most of it, not all of it, but most for it. Yeah, definitely. You definitely, you snap in a reality check every once in a while. I just wanted to call in regards to what you were saying about fat girls. Me, I beg my girlfriend to lose weight, but she doesn't want to. I don't know why. I mean, in the beginning, when I first met her, she was somewhat thin. And then suddenly she started getting a little bit too comfortable. I work about, say, 10 hours a day. I'm a loan officer / real estate agent. And even after work, I try to, maybe run for about an hour, about 8 miles per hour.
Yeah, and you want your girl to be doing that, too, for God's sake. Thanks for the call.
The Tom Leykis Show.